this is Gene Thorpe, Little Red Rooster TV, and today we're going to talk about a very interesting company which is called St. Louis Music. And St. Louis Music was started back in 1920 by Bernard Kornblum, who came from Vienna, and he was a violinist. And he started St. Louis Music over there and sold violins, accordions, strings, and all sorts of things. And then in the 50s, had the franchise for Magnatone amplifiers, which is one of the greatest amplifiers that ever came along. They were an incredible amplifier all the way up and through the 60s. They stopped building amplifiers, Magnatone, and so Bernard's son, Gene, who came into the company in 1961, wanted to have an amplifier company to take over for the slot that Magnatone had, and started an amplifier after visiting a store in St. Louis that made things out of crates, and started the Crate Amplifier company by St. Louis Music. And they did that in 1975. This is the very first version of the Crate Amplifier. It's a transistorized amplifier, but it's one of the first transistorized amplifiers to actually have a distortion or a master volume type of a thing. It also is 20 watts, which is plenty of power to play, and has a 12-inch speaker. A 12-inch speaker is a little bigger than most amplifiers of that size, of this nature. A lot of them had 8s or 10s. This one had a 12. And I bought this amplifier a couple of years ago for the aesthetics, because when I came off the road in 1976, I was working at the Box Room Guitar Center, and we were selling these amplifiers. And I always thought aesthetically they were great looking amplifiers and didn't sound bad. But recently I found that they really sound good acoustically. They're great acoustic amplifiers. So that's what I use it for. I use this amplifier in my teaching, and it's probably something that I'm not going to sell. I was looking on eBay today, and actually on eBay you can find them from anywhere from about $149 on up to, I saw one that was at $400. But they're great little amplifiers, and we all know that today you can buy a brand new amplifier that sounds very good for probably under $100. This amplifier, though, is an oddity. St. Louis Music was a very good company. A few years after this amplifier, in 1978, they bought the Ampeg line, and still today make the Ampeg SVT and that. Now, they didn't invent the SVT, which is probably the most popular bass amp in the world, but they took it over and started building them again. So, this is Gene Thorpe, the Crate 1 amplifier from 1975, signing out, Little Red Rooster TV. Thank you.